because you guys, most of you are already coaches, so, oh wait, it's in this one. So this, when I say the interested script, you know, I can't stand the word script. I really can't, and that's a semantics issue of mine, so, you know, then I refer to it as the sharing the program, because that's what it is, right? And we're giving you different tidbits. This right here, sharing the program or the interested script, gives you lots of verbiage. We're not going to go through all of it, but I'd like for you to read through it later. Figure out what speaks to you and what doesn't. Basically, hold on, let me make sure I had something on here with my notes, but I forgot what it is.
Can I just, while you're looking for that, one of the most important pieces of this, and you'll want to skip over it because you want to get down into actually talking about the program, are all those questions at the front. During this, they should be talking more than you should. You ask the question, and this is really good if you're afraid of the phone or you don't like to talk to people, then you just ask a question and then let them talk. Because all of these questions at the front can make everything that you say really easy at the end, because then you can show them how it works.
Because you're figuring out what do they need, what do I have that can help them fill that need, all right? If you're afraid of being salesy or whatever, the best thing is then don't talk. I mean, ask questions, because then you're not selling anything, and the fit will be there, you guys. I've been with this business long enough. I know the product well enough, and hopefully, since many of you have been coaches for a while, you know too. The goods are real. Yep. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Let them ask you questions, okay? Because the stuff is true. Now, whether they're ready for it or not, that's a whole different story. Hold on, I wanted to. Oh, this is me following up with them. Main point of that call: find out what they need. All right. And then I also like to have coaches have a list of what do I need to know from them. So I need to know, okay, are you a yo-yo dieter? What has worked for you in the past? What hasn't? Where are you unhappy? Because maybe you are fit, but maybe you're unhappy, right? Like you don't have a sense of, you don't feel there's a sense of purpose. Like, what do I want to know about the person that I want to that I might be able to share their lives with? So that's really the important part. Will you get the 3 components out there? Of course, but that can be done through conversation, not so scripted. Does that make sense? Does anybody have a question on this part of it? Like so I've kind of, you know, we had a little bit of interaction. I said, yep, I'll get back to you. You watched the video, you went through the yeses and nos, and then now you're interested in it, so now I'm talking to you about the program. Does everybody think that they could talk with somebody through that point? Are there any questions? No? Yeah.
Can I say a comment?
Yeah.
So, I know we're talking about phone calls, but usually when I talk with people, I try to get them live, or I meet with them in a coffee shop or something.
Even better. Yep.
What really worked for me is when I tell them, before we talk, I pretty much know that they want to know what the program does, right?
Okay.
So I tell them, before I tell you about the programs, I would love to know more about you. And I'll be asking some personal questions to you. And I hope you don't mind for you to answer to me, because I really want to be an effective coach. Then from there on, they open up and say, oh. Yeah.
Everything you've ever wanted to know plus more, right?
And then from there, like Dr. saying, everything's going to fall in place. All of the questions all of the things that you have to say, you have an answer already, because you already know.
And you know how to phrase it. You know, and I think that's, you know, a lot of times when I'm working with new coaches, they always know, well, what do I say? You know, how do I say? How do I say? How do I say? And I think it's more important to know what you ask, okay? Because that truly is where you're going to give good service as a coach, okay? But, all right, oh good, when I click, okay. Here's the other thing though, there needs to be a call to action. You need to ask them, are you ready? You've heard what they needed, okay? You know what Take Shape for Life can provide, and now you know that you can provide it. So don't be afraid to ask, is it time? Oh yeah, I did this little cool thing too. This is a really simple phrase right here. So do you think that this is something that would be a good fit for you? And I'm saying, so do you want to throw your credit card at me? So do you have $300? Like, no. Is this a good fit for you? Yes or no, right? Yeah.
Stephanie, on this one, I kind of even, I ask this one a different way.
Uh-huh.
I usually say, based on what you've told me, I think
Yeah.
this is a really good fit for you. And then I'd be quiet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because I'm not asking, so what do you think? I'm saying, based on what you've told me, wow, I think this would be a great fit for you. And then they tend to kind of come to that own conclusion of their own,
Yeah.
which draws them to action. So,
Yeah. I do also, though, sometimes will ask about what do you think, but it's probably because more of like my own personal bag. You know, like some of us have a strong confidence about being straightforward. Others, I mean, so either way, it's fine. But you're asking, you're wanting to know, and then because you can't help give them more information. I mean, you don't know what they need to know because based on what they've told you, this is a good fit. And you can even just say, are you ready to start your journey? So, and if they answer yes, great. It's a simple thing like that. Now, okay, good. Well, you know what? You can come to my house and you can try all these products and stuff, and I'll come to your house and I'll give you like a week's worth of food. You can try it and see, because I really don't like the vanilla shakes that much, but I like the chocolate. No, just okay, done. Let's go. They're ready to go.
That's right.
Or say not right now, and it's going to usually sound like I need to think about it, I need to talk to my spouse, I'm not sure. What should your response be? No problem. How about if I follow up with you tomorrow? Because, right, they need to think about it, so you give them time to think about it. They need to ask someone, fine, they need to go talk to them. But here's the thing, you want to say when you're going to follow up with them. Am I off on time?
No, you're fine.
Okay, I wasn't sure. All right, cool. And it is that simple, you guys. I mean, believe me, I've had people way complicate things. So, you know, they had said, you know, come back to me, whatever. So now you're following up, the follow-up. And you're going to check back to see. It is your responsibility, because I didn't say, hey, Steph, you know what, that program sucks, don't call me anymore. That's not what I said. You know, it's like, I need to think about it. So respect me, so respect me enough to call me back. And say, so, did you get a chance to think about it? So many times I see new coaches make the assumption that, oh, they didn't really want it, they just didn't want to tell me, da-da-da. You know what, most of the time that's not true. Or they would have said, yeah, you know, I'm doing this other program, I'm gonna count by points or whatever. You know, so trust that they told you what they want. So, yep, they said, yeah, I'm ready. Again, here, right here. Write these words down. Wait, no. And are you ready to start your journey? That is one of the most important things that you can ask somebody, okay? But so many times, that's the one phrase I think that gets left out. All right, they say, no problem. Is it okay if I keep you updated on how the program's going and send you my newsletter with healthy tips and info? You do want to kind of have that door open at the end. Just, you know what, if they get on your connections list, I mean, so many of us could tell you, there's people we've been staying in touch with for like years, okay? They don't ever respond back to the emails. They don't, you know, even acknowledge that they get them, really. And I'm thinking they must go to spam or something. And then boom, out of the blue, they're like, okay, I'm ready. I'm like, ready for what? You know, because I'm like, we haven't talked in forever. And they've just been seeing the stories.